personally, I have the Clippers bouncing back and taking this game realistically. I think that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George combined for about 60 points. I think that the rest of the team kind of proceeds behind him. I think that Reggie Jackson has a good game overall. I think Marcus Morris finally gets it going, and so on and so forth. I don't know about the Mavericks' struggles. We are on an insanely confident train right now where we're just hitting technically over 50% from the three-point line in the last two games. Tim Hardaway is just unstoppable. Luka's going to get his buckets. Luka's probably going to have another 30-point game, maybe even a triple-double, 25, 10, and 10. But overall, I think that the Clippers do try to make adjustments and bounce back, and they do steal game 3 here, and they make the series a 2-1 interesting series.
Yeah, I got the Clippers winning game 3 in Dallas just because their backs are up against the wall right now. It was quite surprising to me that they lost both home games in game 1 and game 2, especially I thought, honestly, they would have split the series in LA for the first 2 games, but Dallas was extremely impressive in those first 2 games. And I think, look, they're going to have to get better bench production. And I'm pretty much hoping that that's what the Clippers can do in this game, because in that game too, their bench was abysmal outside of Reggie Jackson. So you're going to need Rondo to step up. You need Serge Ibaka to hit some jumpers.
Serge Ibaka is questionable. He's got further back spasms. He might not even play. Well, I think he tweaked his back.
If that's the case, then you're going to have some shooters step up. You got Nicholas Batum. Then after that, it's
thin. Their bench is thin right now.
It's thin, but I'm really just going to rely on Kawhi and Paul George to really carry the team at this point, just because those are your top 2 guys to go with. And I think Kawhi is going to have probably a very similar game to what he had in game 2. I mean, he had 30 points in the first half in game 2 and still managed to score 41 overall. I think he's going to have a pretty similar game in game 3. And I think Paul George is going to have another big game as well. Maybe if you get some better production from Marcus Morris, that'll definitely help a little bit. But I think all in all, Dallas is going to be extremely competitive in this game. Look, they're trying to go for a 3-0 lead at this point. And I know Luka is just rocking and rolling right now. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes out and gets another 30-point game like you mentioned. I think this is the one game where I think Dallas's 3-point hot streak ends. I think they cool off a little bit. And I think the Clippers can take advantage of that and squeak out a close win. If I had to say, I think this is actually going to be a high-scoring affair, just because I don't think the Clippers defense is going to be able to contend with Dallas. I think it's going to be like 120 to like 115. But I think the Clippers barely edge this one out, and they get this series to 2-1.